Natalie Wood, a movie icon with captivating beauty and outstanding talent, has conquered audiences through West Side Story, Rebel Without a Cause, and many other classic works. But behind the halo is a turbulent life, from the pressures of fame and complicated love affairs to a mysterious death on a yacht in 1981. Was it an accident, or is there something yet to be revealed? Let's explore Natalie Wood's life, full of ups and downs in this video. Childhood and early years. Natalie Wood, born Natalia Nikolaevna Zakharenko, was born on July 20, 1938, in San Francisco, California. Her family was of Russian origin, with her father, Nikolai Zakharenko, a painter who had worked in various places in the United States, and her mother, Maria Stepanovna, an ambitious woman who always wanted her daughter to become a movie star. The Wood family's immigration and integration into American society was not easy, but Maria always believed that her daughter had a special destiny. From the time Natalie was a child, her mother firmly guided her daughter to pursue an artistic path, even willing to sacrifice everything to help her succeed. Growing up in an immigrant family with strict traditional values, Natalie did not have a normal childhood like other children. Maria especially believed in omens and fate. There is a famous story that when Natalie was a child, her mother took her to see a Russian fortune teller who assured her that she would become a famous star, but also warned her that she should avoid water because of a tragic destiny associated with it. This was deeply ingrained in Natalie's mind and followed her throughout her life. At the urging of her mother, Natalie began to get acquainted with acting at a very early age. At the age of 4, she had the opportunity to appear in the film Happy Land, 1943, although it was only a very small role, almost a fleeting one on screen. However, that was enough to open the first door in her film career. Soon after, Maria continuously took her daughter to auditions and did not hesitate to use strong persuasion, sometimes even psychological manipulation, to ensure that Natalie got the opportunity. Natalie Wood's big break came in 1947 when she was cast as Susan Walker in the Christmas classic Miracle on 34th Street. At the age of 8, she showed acting ability beyond her years with her adorable looks, bright, expressive eyes, and genuine acting style. The film became a phenomenon and quickly made Natalie Wood one of Hollywood's brightest child stars. Following this success, she continued to receive roles in other films such as The Ghost and Mrs. Muir 1947 and Scudder Who, Scudder Hey, including a brief scene with a young Marilyn Monroe. However, fame did not mean a happy childhood. Under the control of her mother, Natalie had little freedom. Her mother strictly supervised every detail of her daughter's life, from how she dressed to how she spoke to every role she accepted. To ensure that her daughter always shined, Maria even used harsh methods, such as making Natalie cry before the scene by telling heartbreaking stories and even breaking her favorite butterfly to stimulate real emotions. Although these measures helped Natalie quickly mature in acting, they also left deep psychological scars. She always felt pressured to please her mother and was never allowed to make mistakes. Maria's control was not only limited to her career, but also extended to Natalie's personal life. She forbade her daughter from making friends randomly, always wanting her to focus on work and practicing her talent. However, this was what made Natalie form a disciplined work habit, high professionalism, and a spirit of constant improvement. Continued. Natalie Wood faced a career-defining moment at 16. She wanted to prove she could play more complicated adult parts after years as a kid star. Her moment came when she played Judy in Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, with young James Dean. Initial casting did not include Natalie as Judy. Producers believed she was too immature to play a distressed young lady seeking love. Director Nicholas Ray spotted Natalie's potential. He set up an audition where she had to express her genuine feelings, Natalie revealed her childhood hardships, notably her dominating mother, to show her maturity and depth. Since her honest and profound feelings satisfied the director, she received the job. Natalie Wood bonded with James Dean on set. The two co-starred and shared a spiritual bond. Dean was sensitive and had endured personal pain, so he understood Natalie's struggles to shed her child star image. Many rumors circulated that the two fell in love during filming, but none were proven. The fact is that James Dean helped Natalie gain confidence and a more natural acting technique. Rebel Without a Cause took off and became one of the most significant 1950s films. Natalie Wood saw it as a career achievement and proof that she was no longer a kid star, but a real actor capable of psychological depth. Natalie Wood continued to shine after Rebel Without a Cause with significant parts like West Side Story, 1961, and Splendor in the Grass, 1961. Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet inspired West Side Story, one of the most successful musicals. The film stars Natalie as Maria, a Puerto Rican girl who falls for Tony, a rival gang member. The film examines cross-cultural love and 1950s New York's racial and socio-economic issues. She played the character well, but it was controversial. Marni Nixon dubbed Natalie Wood's singing voice, which was unsatisfactory. To improve sound quality, the producers replaced Natalie's voice with Marni Nixon's after she recorded all of Maria's music for the film. Natalie was furious and saddened because she believed she had been cheated out of a crucial position. Despite the uproar, her performance was well received and helped the picture succeed. Natalie Wood made another great sensation in 1961 with Elia Kazan's love movie Splendor in the Grass. Her character, Deanie Loomis, a young lady with sexual inhibition and societal restrictions, had a difficult love affair with Warren Beatty's Bud Stamper. Natalie had to show profound love, inner pain, and misery in Splendor in the Grass. Unlike her prior performances, one of Deanie's best performances is her mental hospital breakdown and screams. Natalie studied young people with comparable psychological issues for her job. She also said that her personal experiences, notably her mother's control and work expectations, helped her relate to the role. The portrayal in Splendor in the Grass earned Natalie an Oscar nomination for Best Actress and changed her career. Natalie Wood's beauty and acting abilities propelled her to Hollywood's top actresses. Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner are one of Hollywood's most famous couples, but also one of the most mysterious and tumultuous love stories. Their relationship lasted more than 2 decades, with 2 marriages, 1 divorce, and rumors that never died down. Marriage to Robert Wagner. Since meeting Robert Wagner as a teenager, Natalie Wood adored him as the quintessential Hollywood gentleman. Wagner was one of the most gorgeous and popular young performers of his day, 8 years her senior. At 10, she informed her mother, "I'm going to marry him," after seeing Wagner's photo in a magazine. In the early 1950s, once Natalie became a famous actress after Rebel Without a Cause, they dated, fulfilling her childhood dream. Their relationship captivated the media and the public. Later, in December 1957, they married lavishly in Scottsdale, Arizona. Natalie was 19 years old. Hollywood called it a fairy tale love story. Despite its glamour, the marriage was not as smooth as many expected. Natalie, despite her youth, wanted to be an actor and not be a 1950s wife. Wagner, though in love with Natalie, wasn't happy about her fame. As they pursued jobs, their relationship began to crack. Natalie became a 1960s superstar, while Wagner lost his stardom. Wagner's jealousy surfaced. Some sources suggested he felt overshadowed by his wife, while others said Natalie accused him of having an intimate relationship with another man, a delicate topic at the time. Natalie was said to have entered Wagner's private chamber one night in 1961 and discovered him awkwardly with a guy. This is one of the most common rumors behind their breakup, despite no proof. Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner went separate ways in June 1961. After 5 years, they divorced in April 1962. Natalie had many brief affairs, including one with Warren Beatty, while Wagner married Marion Marshall. Both seem to have gone on, but fate reunited them. Natalie and Wagner suddenly reconnected in the early 1970s, 10 years after their divorce. Both had had career and personal ups and downs at this point. After an unfortunate marriage to producer Richard Gregson, Natalie had a daughter called Natasha. Wagner was unmarried after divorcing Marion Marshall. They soon found that their feelings had never cooled when they met again. Natalie Wood and Robert Wagner remarried aboard their boat in 1972. Since it was uncommon for a couple to divorce, remain away for a decade, and reunite, Hollywood and the media were surprised. Despite their passionate reunion, their second marriage had issues. Natalie's career declined as she focused on her family, while Wagner's television acting career flourished. Parenting disagreements, lifestyle contrasts, and unresolved wounds from their prior marriage produced frequent challenges. Additionally, Wagner's jealousy allegations plagued the pair. Wagner was reportedly irritated by Natalie's tight bond with Brainstorm, 1983, co-star Christopher Walken. This friendship contributed to Natalie Wood's 1981 strange death. Although Robert Wagner was the greatest love of Natalie Wood's life, she also had many romantic relationships with top Hollywood actors. After her first divorce from Wagner in 1962, Natalie entered a period of self-discovery, enjoying the single life and experiencing passionate but short-lived relationships. Other relationships. Natalie Wood instantly fell in love with Warren Beatty, one of Hollywood's most attractive male performers, after her divorce from Robert Wagner. At 25, Warren Beatty had recently become recognized for his breakout role in Splendor in the Grass, 1961, with Natalie. Their movie chemistry rapidly transferred to real life. The two became Hollywood's power couple, attending key events and dominating the entertainment press. However, the connection was strained. Beatty was a womanizer and unfaithful. Natalie was one of his most significant ladies, yet she hated his philandering. Natalie was often stung by Beatty's rumors of relationships with Joan Collins and Leslie Caron. Additionally, both stars had busy occupations, causing stress. Natalie was tired of struggling for Beatty's attention and devotion. According to insiders, they split in 1964 after nearly 2 years of love. The romance ended in regret, but Natalie and Beatty remained friends. Natalie Wood briefly dated Frank Sinatra, a Hollywood glamour man, after splitting up with Warren Beatty. Sinatra, in his 40s, has had multiple marriages, including the notorious affair with Ava Gardner. Despite their age difference, Natalie liked his romanticism, beautiful voice, and experience. Sinatra, famed for his ability to attract women, also liked Natalie. Luxury parties in Beverly Hills and Las Vegas were their hangouts. Natalie immediately understood that Sinatra could not provide her with the security she needed despite their intense connection. She couldn't remain with Sinatra long-term due to his crazy lifestyle and volatile attitude. After a friendly breakup, Natalie continued her search for love. Elvis Presley is one of Natalie Wood's most surprising boyfriends. Natalie met Elvis as a little girl in the late 1950s. Maria Gooden, Natalie's mother, was happy that her daughter might date Elvis, a world-famous singer. Elvis loved Natalie for her beauty and charm. Following a few passionate dates, the romance ended. Many factors caused their rapid split. Maria was excessively interested in Natalie's love life, which was one reason. She thought Elvis wasn't right for Natalie and advised her to break up. Elvis also had a strained connection with his mother, Gladys Presley, and preferred kind, modest ladies. However, Natalie was independent, strong-willed, and uncontrollable. Due to personality differences, they immediately realized they were incompatible. Natalie and Elvis split up without bitterness after a few weeks. They were buddies for years thereafter. Natalie Wood had numerous additional 1960s and 1970s partnerships besides the renowned guys above. She briefly dated Henry Jaglom and Michael Caine, according to some accounts, but none could provide her the security and stability she wanted. After years of love, Natalie returned to Robert Wagner in 1972. Even though their relationship was rocky, Wagner was her most significant guy. The final years and mysterious death. As the 1970s progressed, Natalie Wood appeared less frequently on screen, not because she had lost her appeal, but because she devoted more time to her family and personal life. After remarrying Robert Wagner in 1972, Natalie focused on motherhood, especially after the birth of her daughter Courtney Wagner in 1974. However, she continued to participate in several projects, mostly television series or selected films. One of her most notable roles during this period was in The Cracker Factory, 1917, a drama about mental health. This was a challenging role, helping Natalie prove that she was still a talented actress, even though her career was no longer at its peak. In the late 1970s, she decided to return to cinema with the ambitious project Brainstorm, 1981, a science fiction film directed by Douglas Trumbull. The film was expected to mark Natalie's brilliant return to the big screen. However, she did not finish the film before her mysterious death. On Thanksgiving weekend in 1981, Natalie Wood, Robert Wagner, actor Christopher Walken, and Captain Dennis Davin were all on the yacht Splendor to enjoy a vacation on Catalina Island, off the coast of California. This was a seemingly fun trip, but it ended in tragedy. On the night of November 28, 1981, Natalie disappeared from the yacht. The next morning, her body was found floating in the water near Catalina Island, about a mile from the boat. She was wearing a long nightgown, a red coat, and a pair of socks. The cruise ship's small lifeboat was also drifting nearby. Initially, police ruled it an accident. The theory was that Natalie may have tried to climb into the lifeboat, but slipped and fell into the water. However, questions and contradictions have since emerged, making her death one of Hollywood's biggest mysteries. Although the official cause was initially given as accidental drowning, many details of the incident do not fit this theory. Bruises on the body. An autopsy revealed bruises on Natalie's arms, legs and neck area, leading many to suspect that she may have been pushed or hit before falling into the water. Inconsistent accounts. Robert Wagner, Christopher Walken, and Captain Dennis Davin all gave conflicting accounts of what happened that night. Wagner's initial testimony suggested that his wife may have tried to tie up the lifeboat and accidentally fell into the water. However, his testimony later changed and became more confusing. Christopher Walken revealed little about the incident, saying only that he had gone to bed early and did not know what had happened. Captain Dennis Davin, who initially supported the accident theory, later gave a completely different account. In 2011, exactly 30 years after Natalie Wood's death, Captain Dennis Davin surprisingly revealed that he believed Robert Wagner was involved in his wife's death. In an interview, Davin said that that night, Natalie and Wagner had a heated argument about Christopher Walken. According to Davin, Wagner was jealous of Walken and Natalie being intimate, and in a fit of rage, he smashed a bottle of wine on the table and shouted, "Are you going to sleep with my wife?" Davin claimed that Natalie left after the argument and then disappeared. However, instead of immediately searching for her, Wagner remained strangely calm and did not report the incident immediately. Following this statement, the Los Angeles police decided to reopen the investigation in 2011. In 2018, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office officially changed Natalie's cause of death from accident to drowning due to undetermined causes. At the same time, Robert Wagner was considered a person of interest in the case, although he was never charged. Despite the many years that have passed, Natalie Wood's death remains a mystery. Some theories include a real accident. Some still believe that Natalie may have tried to climb into a lifeboat but lost her balance and fell into the water. However, this does not explain the bruises on her body. Argument leads to tragedy. Captain Dennis Davern's testimony suggests a major argument took place before Natalie went missing. Some believe Wagner may have been violent enough to cause Natalie to fall into the water, although he may not have meant to kill her. Third party involved? Some theories suggest that Christopher Walken may have known more than he has admitted. However, there is no evidence that he was directly involved. Influence and legacy. Natalie Wood was a great actress, and one of the few who transitioned from kid to adult Hollywood fame. She was one of the most sought-after actresses from the late 1940s to the early 1980s, shaping American film. Natalie Wood showed her beauty and acting talent with 3 Oscar nominations: Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, Splendor in the Grass, 1961, Love with the Proper Stranger, 1963. From young rebellion and uncertainty to complicated characters with emotional and psychological depth, her roles displayed complexity. Her films like West Side Story, 1960s, Miracle on 34th Street Not, and Gypsy, 1962, remain popular. West Side Story, starring Natalie Wood's Maria, is one of the greatest musicals. Her singing was dubbed by Marni Nixon, but her performance was nevertheless well received and helped the film succeed. Natalie Wood has influenced future actors in addition to her acting career. Winona Ryder, Jennifer Connelly, and Emma Watson credit Natalie Wood with inspiring them. The way Natalie played powerful, passionate women changed Hollywood's perspective of women in film. Her films are still exhibited and lauded at film festivals and streaming sites after her death. Modern commentators laud her acting skills and effort. Her death left a tremendous hole in her fans' hearts, yet her works and contributions to American film live on. Fans may honor her on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 7000 Hollywood Boulevard. Natalie Wood's turbulent life has inspired several books, films, and inquiries into her career and unexplained death. Her daughter, Natasha Gregson Wagner, produced Natalie Wood, What Remains Behind, 2020, a notable documentary. Natalie's life and career are explored in the film, which also features rare documentary footage and family and friend anecdotes to reveal her genuine character. The book, Natasha, The Biography of Natalie Wood, by Suzanne Finstad, also sheds light on the actress's connection with Robert Wagner and her 1981 death. Fans remember Natalie Wood, who influenced popular culture. Her picture appears in periodicals, movie posters, and film history TV shows. She is a public idol due to her charm, ageless beauty, and acting skills. Natalie Wood, one of Hollywood's best actors, is still remembered 40 years after her death as a lady who committed her life to her work and left a lasting legacy. Her career spans decades of iconic roles. Do you love the innocence of Miracle on 34th Street, the rebelliousness of Rebel Without a Cause, or the poignancy of Splendor